Year 6 Maths Revision, Mixed Calculations and Topics, Spring 1, Video 2. There are 10 questions. For each number, you choose either A or B, or you can do both. Pause the video while you work it out. When you are finished, press play, and I will talk through the method and give the answer. 1A, 4 times 354. 1B, 64 times 35. Okay, let's start with 1A. 354 multiplied by 4. Notice that even though up here the 4 comes first, when we write it, we still put the 4 underneath as it's the smaller number when we write it in the column method. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 5 is 20, plus the 1 is 21. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So the answer is 1,416. Let's do 1B, 354. And this time we're multiplying by 64. Now, we have in fact just multiplied 354 by 4 over on side 1A. So let's just copy that to save time. So I'm now going to cross out the 4 as we've used that. Cross out the 1 and the 2 so we don't get confused. We're now multiplying 354 by 60. So we put a 0 here. And now we can just, when we talk, we can say we're multiplying by 6. 6 times 4 is 24. I put the 4 here and the 2 goes here. 6 times 5 is 30 and plus 2 is 32. So I can put the 2 here and the 3 there. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 3 is 21. Now we need to add these two numbers. So 6 add 0 is 6, 4 add 1 is 5, 4 add 2 is 6, 1 add 1 is 2, and then the 2 there. So the answer is 22,656. 2A and 2B, we have 5 times 623 or 25 times 623. Pause the video while you work it out. Okay, 2A, 623 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2, so 5 there, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 1 here, carry the 1. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 1 is 31. So that's 3,115. Okay, over on the other side, we've got the same number, 623 times 25. So we've just done times 5 over on this side. So I'm going to copy that across. We need to cross out the 5 because we've multiplied 623 by 5 already. And we're going to cross out the 1s there so we don't get confused. Now we're going to put a 0 here because we're going to multiply 623 by 20. So this 0 is here, and now we can just talk about multiplying by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 6 is 12. Let's add those two numbers. So 5 add 0 is 5, 7, 5. 3 add 2 is 5, 1. So that's 15,575. 3A and 3B, we have some addition of fractions. Pause the video while you work it out. Okay, 3A. So 3 quarters and 1 quarter, the denominator stays the same. And it's the same denominator, so that's 4. 3 add 1 is 4. Now, 4 quarters is actually 1 whole. So the answer could either be 1 or 4 quarters. It's the same. Over on this side, 3B, the denominators are different. So we need to change these fractions so they have the same denominator. I'm writing my lines below. I am going to write out my first 5 multiples of 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16 and 20. And my first 5 multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I now need to find a common multiple of 4 and 5. And I can see that that is going to be 20. So my new denominator is 20. Now when I look at 4 here, what have I multiplied 4 by to make it into 20? 1, 2, 3, 4. I multiplied it by 5. So I need to do the same thing to the numerator. 3 times 5 is 15. Looking at 5 here, what did I multiply 5 by? I multiplied it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do the same to the numerator. And 1 times 4 is 4. So that means we're going to add these together. The 20 stays the same. And then we add 15 at 4, which is 19 20ths. We have the same again, except for B, we have a subtraction. It's the same process. You need to change the fractions to make them have the same denominator. Pause the video, then we'll go through the answer. Okay, 4A. So in this instance, 3 and 3, that's the same denominator, so it can stay the same. 1 add 2 is 3, and just like the last example, 3/3 is actually a whole. So I can write either 1 or 3/3. Now, 4/6 take away 1/3. The denominator is different. So I need to change those fractions so they have the same denominator. So I'm going to write out my 6's. First 5 multiples, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 3, 6. And I've stopped straight away here. And I've noticed that 6 is a common multiple of both 3, or is a multiple of 3. This means I can leave 4/6 the same, and I can just change this fraction. So I'm going to make the 3 into a 6. Now, 3 times 2 is 6, so I need to do that to the numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. And now we can add 4/6 at 2/6. So the denominator stays the same. And we're actually doing a subtraction. So I'm glad I realised that partway through. So the 6 stays the same, and 4 subtract 2 is 2. So the answer is 2/6. And if I was to simplify that, that would actually be 1/3. Both answers would be correct. 5A and 5B, we have the Roman numerals from 1 to 20. I suggest people do both sides, or just 5A if you only know them up to 10. Pause the video and then I'll go through the answers. Okay, so 1 is I, 2, I, 3, I. Let's skip to 5. 5 is V. 4 is IV, which is 5, subtract 1, which is 4. 6, VI. 7, VII. 8, VII. 9, let's skip 9 and let's go to 10. 10 is X. Now 9 follows the same rule as 5. We put X and then we put an I before. So when a Roman numeral comes before another, you subtract it. So 10 subtract 1 is 9. Let's go over to 5B. 11 is XI. 12, XII. 13, XIII. Let's skip and let's go to 15. So 15 is XV. So that's 10 add 5. 14 is just XIV because IV is 14. 16, XVI. 17, XVI. 18, XVI. Let's go to 20. 20 is XX, 10, 10. Now 19 is X, which is 10, and then you put the Roman numeral for 9, which is IX. 6a, I would like you to write the decimal equivalent for each of these fractions. So pause the video. Okay, so a half is a decimal is 0.5. A quarter is 0.25. 3/4 is 0.75. An eighth is 0.125. A tenth is 0.1. And a hundredth is 0.01. If you don't know those, please learn them by heart. 7a and 7b, I would like you to write the name of each 3D shape and then the number of vertices, which are the pointy corners. So everyone should do both of those. Press pause and we'll go through the answers after. Okay, so 7a is a square-based pyramid. I'm going to struggle to write that in the space that I've given myself. So it's square hyphen based, then it's pyramid. And now we need to work out how many vertices it has. So I'm actually going to mark the diagram. 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7b is a cuboid. And let's count the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's the same on the other side. So 4 add 4 is 8. For 8a and 8b, you have got a decimal divided by a whole number. So you're going to use the bus stop method and make sure you put in the decimal places. Pause the video. Okay, so 2.65. Let's put our 5 here. 5 goes into 2. And actually, I don't like the way that I've left a space there. Let me just change that. 2.65. 5 goes into 2 0 times. Now, I need to have my decimal place in the same place above as it is below. And now I'm carrying the 2 across. 5 goes into 26 5 times. Because 5 times 5 is 25. Now, 26 take away 25 is 1, so there's a remainder of 1. So 5 goes into 15 3 times. Let's do the same over on 8b. We've got 6 and we've got 5.4. Let's put our decimal place above there. 6 goes into 5 0 times. So I'm going to put a 0 here and I'm going to carry across the 5. And 6 goes into 54 9 times. Because 9 times 6 is 54. So the answer to that one is 0.9. Please do the same for 9a and 9b. Pause the video while you do your working out and then we'll go through it together. Okay, so 4.58 divided by 2. Let's put our decimal place above. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 5 2 times with a remainder of 1 because 2 times 2 is 4. 5 take away 4 is 1. 2 goes into 18 9 times. All right, on the other side, we're going to do 2.16 divided by 9. Let's get our decimal place in the same place. 9 goes into 2 0 times. Carry the 2 over and that's 21. Now, 9 times 2 is 18. So that means 9 goes into 21 2 times. And then we have a remainder of 3 because 21 subtract 3 is 18. So let's put the 3 here. And 9 goes into 36 4 times. So the answer is 0.24. Right, for our final question, we have to find fractions of numbers. To do that, divide the number by the denominator and then multiply your answer by the numerator. Hit pause while you work it out. Okay, so to do 3/5 of 20, I'm going to do 20 and I'm going to divide it by 5, which is 4. I'm now going to times 4 by the numerator, which is 3. So 4 times 3 equals 12. 10b. I'm going to do 28 divided by 7 because that's the denominator. 28 divided by 7 is 4. And then 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, if you struggle with any of those, have a look where you went wrong, and we will be covering the same topics in our next video. Thanks for watching.